Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. A WWE personality recently discussed the possibility of Paul Heyman betraying Roman in a heartbreaking twist at Survivor Series 2024. Sam Roberts thinks Heyman and CM Punk could conspire to have the OG bloodline lose at the show. Heyman returning and introducing Punk as the fifth member of OG Bloodline's team on SmackDown for the War Games match left the fans stunned. The Second City Saint joined Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn in the ring to take out Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, and Bronson Reed last Friday night. Since then, fans have been buzzing about this development as not many had expected CM Punk to be a part of the highly anticipated match. However, Sam Roberts believes Heyman could be cooking something unexpected. On his Not Sam Wrestling podcast, the Raw Talk host predicted that Paul Heyman and Punk could betray Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. Roberts predicted this twist could be one of the greatest and most shocking in recent WWE memory. What if Paul Heyman would do the unthinkable? What if Paul Heyman sends CM Punk into War Games to turn on Roman Reigns? What if CM Punk is in that cage to do his bidding? What if the greatest trick the devil pulled was making you feel he never existed? What if instead of having that ultimate feel-good moment of Bloodline leaving War Games standing tall, Paul orchestrates one of the greatest betrayals we've seen in years in WWE, said Sam Roberts, from 25:57-26:45. Dutch Mantel was impressed with Paul Heyman and CM Punk's returns on WWE SmackDown. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling Smack Talk, Dutch Mantel shared his reaction to the unexpected turn of events on Friday night. Mantel said that though he expected the Wiseman to show up during the episode, Punk's return came as a pleasant surprise. He also mentioned that it was one of the best segments of the year on the Blue brand. I knew Paul Heyman was going to be in there, but since I don't watch Raw, CM Punk has moved off my radar. So, I didn't even think CM Punk, but I knew Heyman would be there. It was really one of the better segments I've seen on SmackDown this year because they put it together fine, he said. Considering the Bloodline saga has been full of twists and turns, it's safe to say WWE could have some surprises in store for fans at Survivor Series, War Games 2024. The world of WWE is never short of surprises, but a new theory is shaking the foundations of the wrestling world. Paul Heyman, the advocate and mastermind behind some of the most shocking moments in WWE history, could be plotting the ultimate betrayal of his longtime client, Roman Reigns. For years, Heyman has been the loyal manager to the tribal chief, guiding him through the peaks of his reign as Universal Champion, but now, there's a growing belief that Heyman may be setting the stage for one of the most unexpected turns in WWE history. With his cunning mind and ability to manipulate the situation to his advantage, Heyman could betray Reigns in a way that no one sees coming. This theory has caught the attention of analysts and insiders, who believe that the seeds of such a betrayal have been planted for months. The implications are massive. Roman Reigns, the top superstar in WWE and the leader of the Bloodline, could lose not only his advocate but also the foundation of his dominance in WWE. And if Heyman does decide to make this move, it could be the catalyst for a new era in WWE, one where Paul Heyman's new client becomes the face of the company, leaving Reigns in the shadows. The background of Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. To understand the potential for betrayal, it's important to look at the relationship between Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. Heyman, a master of psychology and manipulation, first aligned with Reigns during his Universal Championship run in 2020. At the time, Reigns was reworking his character and transitioning into the powerful, dominant figure he would later become as the tribal chief. Heyman, whose past with Brock Lesnar had made him a formidable force in WWE, saw an opportunity to attach himself to the most dangerous man in the company. Together, they formed an alliance that dominated WWE for years. Throughout this time, Heyman has served as Reigns' voice, playing the role of the strategist behind the scenes. Reigns, who has always been known for his in-ring prowess but sometimes criticized for his mic skills, flourished with Heyman by his side. Heyman amplified Reigns' presence, ensuring that every move Reigns made was calculated and impactful. But over time, cracks began to appear in the foundation of their alliance. Reigns' relationship with his family, notably with the Usos and Solo Sikoa, has always been a volatile one. Tensions between Roman and his cousins have been simmering beneath the surface, particularly as Reigns continues to push his dominance over the bloodline. In fact, the recent tensions between Roman and his family have been so thick that it's hard to ignore the possibility that Heyman could leverage these cracks to further his own interests. The potential new client, a game changer. One of the most intriguing developments that could pave the way for Paul Heyman to turn on Roman Reigns is the possibility of a new client entering the picture. WWE has been introducing new talent regularly, and some analysts believe that one of these rising stars could be the perfect replacement for Reigns in Heyman's eyes. If Heyman sees an opportunity to back a younger, fresher face who could carry the torch in WWE, it could lead to the most shocking betrayal in recent memory. Who could this new client be? Some speculators point to the likes of Austin Theory, Gunther, or even the returning CM Punk as potential candidates. Each of these stars brings something unique to the table. Austin Theory has the charisma and the confidence to become a main event player, while Gunther has the in-ring ability and presence that could make him a dominant force for years to come. CM Punk, although controversial, has a history with Heyman and could align with him to create the perfect storm of chaos. Regardless of who the new client is, the possibility of Heyman switching sides could create a ripple effect throughout WWE. The current stable of the bloodline, especially Roman Reigns, would be in turmoil as they struggle to find their footing without the guidance of Heyman. For the first time in years, Reigns would be vulnerable. The betrayal, how it could happen. The betrayal of Roman Reigns by Paul Heyman would need to be executed with precision and timing. WWE fans are used to seeing Heyman operate in a subtle, yet calculated manner. He's a man who always seems to be 3 steps ahead, even when it appears that his current alliance is at its strongest. For this betrayal to have the maximum impact, it would need to happen at the right moment, when Reigns feels that he has reached the pinnacle of his dominance and is no longer expecting a threat from those closest to him. The potential setup for this betrayal could begin with Heyman's new client challenging Reigns for the Universal Championship. As the new star climbs the ranks and begins to position himself as a worthy contender, Heyman could slowly begin to distance himself from Reigns. At a major pay-per-view event, perhaps even at WrestleMania, Heyman's betrayal would come to a head. Reigns, having weathered all challenges up until this point, would find himself in a situation where his ally, the very person who helped build his empire, is now working with his enemy. The moment would be electric, as Reigns would be forced to confront the fact that the one person he trusted the most has now sided with his challenger. The shock factor of this twist would be unparalleled, shaking Reigns to his core and leaving fans in stunned silence. The aftermath and impact on WWE. If Paul Heyman does betray Roman Reigns, the aftermath would reverberate through WWE for years to come. Reigns' reign as the top star in the company would be in jeopardy, and the dynamic of the bloodline would be permanently altered. Reigns, who has relied on his status as the leader of the family, would have to rethink everything. His relationship with the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and even his own motivations would be called into question. For WWE, this betrayal could mark the beginning of a new era. Heyman's new client, whether it be Austin Theory, Gunther, or CM Punk, could become the new face of the company. The power struggle between the two factions, Reigns' bloodline and Heyman's new alliance, would be a captivating storyline that could carry WWE into the future, generating fresh rivalries and compelling storylines. For Paul Heyman, this would be another brilliant move in his career, cementing his legacy as the greatest manager in professional wrestling history. He would once again prove that no one is beyond his manipulation, and that the pursuit of power is always within his grasp. In the end, if Paul Heyman betrays Roman Reigns, it will be a masterstroke in WWE storytelling. Fans will remember the shock, the chaos, and the aftermath of this twist for years to come. Whether this theory comes to fruition or not, it serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of professional wrestling and the genius of Paul Heyman.